Hi guys, Both Casual here.
Playing that Maplestory once again. Talking about traveling this time.
Yep.
It's going to be great because I haven't been anywhere.
Have you? Okay, that's like the first question then. Where have you been?
I've been
Ever?
to Africa,
Yeah.
which is worse than where I am now.
Yeah.
And I have been to like Scotland and Wales
Yeah.
and Ireland. That's it.
Okay.
Now, I'm very upset because when I went to Ireland, I didn't get to see Janet Devlin or Ivana Lynch. You know. And I thought that's all Ireland was. I thought it was everyone looked like that and had those accents, and it would be wonderful. But nope,
You were let down.
I was let
You were
down.
lied to. What was your favourite place, like out of all
Okay.
of all those places you listed?
Africa, just because it was so different compared to
Okay.
anything I've experienced. But it was not the nicest. Like I wouldn't live there.
Yeah.
sort of.
Right.
And it wasn't even nice for like a holiday. You know, it was just like a new experience. That's all it was. That was the attraction.
Fair
If
enough.
I didn't have family there, I don't think I would go back unless
Right.
it was to like a safari or something.
Yeah. Okay. That is.
What about you, fam? See this big list of everywhere you've been.
No, I'm not like some average traveller, dude. I've been to Italy. Obviously, like you said, like Scotland, Ireland, Wales, everywhere within the UK. Yeah, Italy, Japan. I went to Holland once, I think, when I was. Yeah, I went to Holland once when I was in primary school, like ages ago.
Do you have any like
think
crazy
that's it.
stories from any of them?
I'm trying to think of. Oh no, I went to Germany once as well. That was
Germany is sick.
quite a long time ago.
Are these all like school trips or like family trips?
Mixture. Germany was family, Japan was family, Holland I think was school. Japan was pretty sick, man, because my brother used to live out there.
Oh yeah.
He used to work out there and he speaks Japanese and whatnot.
Oh, that's sick.
and
Why did he move back?
We went to visit him for like a few weeks.
If you live in Japan, why would you move back?
I don't know. He had enough, I suppose. He wanted to come back to England. He was going to go live in the States, but then he didn't. But yeah, anyway, Japan was probably my favourite, just because of like it's so different culturally, and
I'd
there's
quite like to go
so
there.
many differences like within Japan as well.
I just hate it when people say they want to go to Japan, and I don't want to sound like that, but I wouldn't mind going. But I'm not like I need to go to Japan in my life. You know, I'm not going to be
Right.
upset.
No, you should go. I think you'd like it. It's really interesting. Yeah, the food is really different as well. The food is awesome actually in Japan.
As I say, I'm not very good with fishy. Well, I'm good with fish, but I'm bad with like.
I thought I was quite bad as well, but I did alright actually. I managed. I don't mind sushi, so.
No, I love sushi. It's just different from like I tried octopus once, and I was like, no, I'm not having this.
What kind of octopus? Like how was it?
It's
done?
like an octopus ball, or it's like
yeah. I had one of those. They were quite nice actually.
Oh,
Ugh. If it's like so cooked though that you can't like tell what it is anymore.
I want to like try eating like rare fish at some point. You know, like say pufferfish or eel or something like that. 'cause
Oh
I've
yeah,
never-
pufferfish is quite big in Japan. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the one where you have to cook it like in exactly the right way.
Or you
Otherwise, it
die.
can be really dangerous. Yeah.
I thought it was like cutting it in the right way because like a part of it is poisonous,
Something like that. Yeah.
but it's like a delicacy or some shit.
Oh, we had some. There was one night where Joe's boss at the time took us out to like a really posh restaurant.
Yeah.
Like a posh Japanese restaurant. We had just like insane quality beef, and they have it like raw because it's like so fresh.
So what? Like they killed like the cow in front of you or some shit?
Can you imagine that? That would be too much blood, dude. No, but it was like, like really like expensive. You just have like a really thin slice of all this like weird Japanese vegetables and shit.
That's kind of sick.
And it was like sitting on the floor, and it was so cool, man. But,
So what do you think would be like the best country to visit to somebody who hasn't been to any country, i.e.
I
me?
don't know because I haven't been to many.
Well, I mean, even like hearing about countries or
Well,
knowing
I
bad
really want
parts
to visit
or
the States because just because I think
It's just so vast.
there's
though, I
exactly
mean,
there's so many like different states within this one like massive continent, which
can't even call it a country, man.
well, it's not really. Well, I mean technically, but It's pretty much not a country as it is.
No.
But yeah, that's what I would find really interesting is have like compare like all the differences, even though they're all connected in some way.
Yeah.
Really
No,
cool.
like doing a road trip there would be sick.
And just to like see like the big cities like New York and Manhattan and whatnot, I think that'd be really awesome.
Okay, so what are your opinions on like long train trips? Because like my family would always take trains to Scotland or Wales.
I've done some long train trips in my time. I've done some like 8-hour plus train journeys.
They're fucking dismal, aren't they?
It depends actually.
Who you're with, and like if you're
I did
tired.
one alone once. That sucked.
Ouch.
To Aberdeen, because funny story actually. Because I was going up to Aberdeen for Christmas, as we often do to visit my stepmom's parents who live in Aberdeen. And I lost my passport before we went because we normally take the plane.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh well, I can't go on plane anymore. So my parents bought me a train ticket. But then when we got there, we looked up, and you don't need like your passport to travel from England to Scotland.
Yeah. But you usually done that, so how did you?
And so
not
we
know?
got back. No, because normally I have my passport, so we didn't think about it. But it was just this
Okay.
one time I happened to lose my passport, and so I came back on the plane.
Oh.
So I was like, well, I took this long ass train journey for nothing. But yeah.
So do you feel like it's like a waste of money to take a plane when it's like so little distance?
Waste of money. I don't know. Maybe. I think if you don't spend too much more, it's okay. But in all honesty, like the door-to-door journey time is not that much shorter when you do it by plane, really, because there's like the traveling from the airport and to the airport is often longer, and then obviously like all the check-in time and all that kind of stuff, and you have to get to the airport really early and whatnot.
Alright, so I have a question, right?
Yeah, go on.
Why do you think holidays are so popular? Because to me, like, holidays like aren't that. Like, I know I haven't really been on holiday, but like I can imagine it won't be all that. And it seems like a lot of money for something which will just be like, it isn't worth the money in my opinion. I don't really. Maybe it's different if you have like a family with you or something.
I think that's part of it. Yeah, I think it's more of like a family kind of thing. From what
You know how people are like, I need a break from my work, so I need to go to China. And it's like, you're having a break from your work, why don't you just sit at your home and play games or something?
because that's not enough of like a difference, I suppose. If you're like still at home in like the same place, it's hard to like sort of distance yourself, if that makes sense.
Oh, I guess.
I understand it, but it is really expensive. And sometimes quite unnecessary, I think.
Because I don't know, like when I went to Africa, I was like, okay, I've experienced going on some like extremely different holiday, right? So like people do that on their own out of their own choice, right? And I was like, I wouldn't pay for that experience.
Right. Yeah.
And it's
That's
like,
what, I think
don't
maybe some
understand.
you would though.
I mean, like, why not? That's a lot of money that you could spend on anything else. You could buy like a car, you could buy, like a shit car, but I mean, like, you could buy something. You could buy a fucking
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
PS4,
I think it's
yeah.
just like, I don't know. It's the experience of it, which is it's hard to get when you're just staying at home or using the money for something else, like you said. It's like not only the experience, but also like memories as well. You often get a lot of good memories from holidays.
Do you want to go back to town?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hand this shit in.
This
Okay.
music is so done. You got a question?
Yeah. In what situations do you think tourism is good or bad?
Okay. I think tourism is bad when you're like given a tour or like you're shown a set way to view this country or whatever.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you're going to a new culture, you should just experience it like as raw as possible. Like say some tourists come to London, right? And then they get shown around like the London Eye and then Trafalgar Square and shit, right? Although it's like historical or whatever, they're not learning what London is like at all by any means, in my opinion.
Okay.
Do you not agree?
Yeah.
It's like I live in London and I haven't fucking been on half of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's like when you've got when you're only in a new country or city for like a certain amount of time, like 2 days or a day or something, like you feel sort of forced to see all the like the big sites, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I understand actually, but I don't
Like,
know.
I
I
don't
kind of
know.
agree. Like it's better to. I think it would be better. I think often like the best kind of tourism happens when if you already have some kind of like connection, like someone you know or something
Yeah.
in where you're going, and you sort of like you get to experience it a bit more from the perspective of someone who already lives there, if that makes sense.
I think the coolest way to do tourism are those crazy people who just go somewhere with like all their clothes in a bag and just
Right.
live in that country for a few months, and then they move on to another country and just live there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like they meet people.
It's like
and
backpacking.
yeah, it's like they get a job. It's sick.
Yeah, that's it's like a more sort of like head-on
Natural way of
immersive
doing
style, I guess. Yeah, that
Because
makes sense.
if you pay money to get like an actual tourism thing, like a history tour or like this is Trafalgar Square, you're paying money to visit a country and completely ignore what that country is actually like.
I guess
Like,
so. It's
you
a
might
different-
as well just go in a cinema experience, you know?
It's true, yeah. It's a different kind of experience though. Like some people are really more interested in like the history of a place,
Yeah.
and if you've only got a limited amount of time, I think that makes sense. To be honest, I don't mind that.
I think, I don't know, it depends if you're interested in history or not, because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
frankly cannot be fucked with history. By the way, my quest says like, go see the Colosseum or some shit. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
normal?
You just have to go into where the mammoths are
Okay,
and then go back.
sick.
What do you think about like how it brings in money and shit to a country?
I think I say get rid of that commercial tourism and just increase foreign like flight costs
Okay.
as like a national, like I wouldn't mind. I don't know, it's unfair to the people who like go to those countries regularly, you know. I don't know, they should have is this your first time visiting this country? If it is, it's going to cost a few extra quid, you know.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Do you just have to go to the first elephant map?
Yeah. Then you go back.
Okay. I don't really know. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of tourists. I
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to
fair
be
enough.
a tourist, and you
No
know,
one wants to be a tourist.
It slightly annoys me seeing tourists, and you know, like the kind of tourists that annoy me the most are not the people who come and see London and shit like that. It's the people who will have that same like tour experience, but with like say a jungle or like, you know, something you're supposed to like bareback experience, like, you know, in the wilds type shit.
Right. That. Yeah. No. I agree with that, because there are some things that you can't be sort of shown through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not just about you can't just be explained about it. You have to actually
Like,
like,
you could go-
experience it properly.
You could go on a tour through the Australian outback as a tourist,
Mm.
or you could go on a walkabout as a fucking don.
What the fuck?
You know,
It's so
just
true.
camping out next to all the spiders that can kill you in the world. It's like the best kind of. I
Yeah,
want.
you can understand why people don't want to do that, don't they?
Yeah, of course. But I think if you don't want to do that, don't like pussy out and get the fucking like, you know, sugar coated version of it. Like, what's the point? That isn't raw. It isn't how it actually is.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I think.
I mean, I kind of think that, like, say I went to China and was like an actual English tourist there, I might as well just go to Chinatown with somebody who knows about China.
Really?
Yeah, like, I would walk around Chinatown, like, I'd be like, oh, look, it looks like China, and then somebody would be telling me about China, and that's exactly the same experience.
It's not exactly the same, surely.
Well, I'm sure like, a few things would be different, but not as much, you know?
The fact that you're all halfway across the world is one thing.
Well, like, okay.
I
so-
understand where you're coming from there. I definitely.
I want to like live there and experience all this shit. Like, I want to meet somebody who's like having 2 children and then they don't, you know, they want to have 2 children but they can't. Or, you know, I want to meet some people who like are having trouble with the government and shit. It's like I won't see any of that if I'm just going as a tourist. You
This
know?
this is why what I was saying earlier about if you have like a connection or a relative or someone you know already, and you can like go and live with them.
Yeah.
That's like really good, I think, because you get to like see things from the perspective of like a normal citizen, you know, which I think is like usually a lot more interesting. I mean, if you're into history, then that's fine, but I think you should be able to do that on top of just sort of like normally experiencing a city or a country.
I think that's fine. I think like with history as well, you can research it on your own and then go and see those things on your own as well.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I guess you're like not one of those people that like likes museums and shit. Then.
Not really.
Or
I mean,
at least you don't like reading the all the fucking text in museums.
I like to know sometimes, but like I don't like people who like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't mind being told sometimes if it's like really interesting or relevant to a conversation, but I wouldn't actively go out and like, oh, who was this painting made by and what year and what was he feeling while he painted it and like why is he famous and like, you know, shit like that. Like what is the point? I just want to go out and feel shit.
Alright, okay. That's fair enough. I guess that's like a sort of personal preference kind of thing, I guess, but yeah. I don't know. It's a bit weird to me how some people can like get so much like enjoyment out of that kind of thing, but I guess some people do.
Out of museums or like experiencing things.
No, out of like the like raw like historical like information side of things.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's just nurture of.
It's fair enough, yeah.
It's nurture of like, oh, I used to have to do this to sort of, you know, pass grades.
Yeah. Well, it's your question now, dude.
All right, so. Travel, man. Okay, so would you want to go on like a hardcore cruise at some point in your life?
What do you mean hardcore cruise?
Like just you, a few people, and some like wooden boat going across the world, or like, you know, just some like
I'm not sure.
dangerous, a little bit dangerous. I want to try to do like a walkabout or like a round the world trip on a yacht or something. Just something which is like an adventure. Something that not many people have done.
I think so. I think if I was going with the right people, yeah. As long as I'm going with people I know I can trust.
Yeah, because fundamentally, there's a lot of traveling experience you can do, which is dangerous, and you know that's probably the best part of it.
Yeah, maybe.
And I don't know. We should do an episode on like danger at some point, but like I don't really like know logically is danger still like a good thing to worry about? You know, I don't know. Got to talk about that sometime.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure I see where you're coming from.
No, okay. Well, I don't want to explain it in this episode because this is about travel.
Okay.
But in some circumstances, I feel like, you know, like say, do you remember Tracy Beaker?
Yeah.
It used to be Dawn because like Tracy Beaker was like allowed to climb trees in the show and get stuck and like hurt herself and shit. Yeah. And now there's so many safety rules, and it's like you can't enjoy the show or your life anymore.
It's like, too much emphasis on health and safety these days.
And I'm wondering whether in like modern society, like people are too concerned about their health or like, oh, something could go wrong, that they're gonna miss out on this Dawn experience.
Yeah, for sure. Too many like people are worrying too much about like protecting themselves rather than like learning from mistakes and learning
or even taking a chance, which is like slightly high risk, but like it's like, are we putting too much value on our own lives?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's that we're putting too much value on our own lives. I mean, I don't think people like didn't value their lives before. I just think it's different like attitudes, different way of looking at things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just like that you get what you earn attitude and like.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense for sure. You like it's more like a hands-on way of like experiencing things, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Give me that question. Give me that juicy question.
What's like the one like animal species that you'd like to see firsthand?
Okay, manta rays. This is fucking easy to answer.
Okay.
I love manta rays. I love all fish. I'm fucking wet for fish. Right? Like,
pun intended.
I'm like, they're fucking beautiful. I'm sounding like a fucking autistic here, right? But like, I love fish.
Do you know where manta rays like mostly live?
Nope.
Yeah.
No idea.
No, neither do I.
But, like, I know that you can go in like some parts of the ocean. You know, you'll dive down, and all you can see is manta rays, just like endless manta rays. And that would be like
endless manta rays.
That would be one. Or like you're cruising, and then you look down in the clear water, and there's just like loads and loads of them, and they're just so majestic. But again, I would love to see those giant jellyfish.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The ones which are like, say, 50 foot long or whatever. Just like, I love dangerous animals, but only like rare ones. Like, I don't want to see a tiger because I can see that in a London zoo. I can't see no next level dangerous jellyfish.
Fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's again with the whole like lifestyle that I want to have, where I want to have like dangerous thrills.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's fair enough.
You?
I
want to see a house cat.
No, I want to own a house cat.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Some kind of birds, like an eagle or something.
You've seen an eagle before though. I mean, not like in
but like in its proper like. The problem with that though is that it's hard to see them close up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty gay of you, to be honest, dude.
Okay.
Like, you're gonna see an eagle and it's gonna be like either some tiny speck in the sky. It's gonna be like, it's not that big, so it's not that amazing. You're gonna get close to it and it's gonna fly away. You know, like, what kind of amazing experience are you gonna, like, you could see a fucking like narwhal. Imagine if you saw a narwhal, right? You're telling me you would enjoy that less than seeing a fucking eagle?
I don't know, dude. I just think, I don't know. I just thought birds impress me.
I know you don't know.
Okay.
Ornithologist up in here.
Yeah.
I think birds are pretty though.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so here's my Don question. You ready for the Don question?
Yeah.
If you could travel anywhere in time, where would you go?
Oh my god. You just like bent the whole fucking topic, man. Fuck you.
I'm a Don.
Fucking hell, I don't know, like, not that far back.
Like, you could see dinosaurs if you wanted to.
No, I don't think I'd go that far. I think I'd go like 20s, like sometime in the late 20th century.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say, I think I would go 20 years ago.
No, literally like 19, like the 80s maybe.
What?
70s to 80s. Just for
Any
like,
time period, you could
for the
come
music
back, by the way.
culture.
You
Say
can
that
come
again?
back. You can like use it once, stay for as long as you want, and then you can come back to the present day.
Yeah, no, I know. But that's
So you
like,
wouldn't
that's...
do, like medieval, you wouldn't go like try and meet Shakespeare or like, you know, any of that shit?
I don't think so.
Oh my, what? You're like the only person in the entire world with this power, and you're going back like 50 years. Are you
Loads of
fucking
people
kidding?
would do that, mate.
No.
Loads of people would do that.
No, only sad losers would do that. You're a sad loser.
Okay.
Why am I making a series with like you're stuck in the fucking 70s and you're only 20 years old?
No, I'm not stuck in the 70s because I want to like experience it. That's why.
Why would you go back? What is it? Just like
To experience
you wanna-
like this like such a ridiculous amount of incredible like groundbreaking culture and music.
You
that
just
came
want to be
about.
racist, don't you? Is it because I'm black? Actually?
Dude,
Is it 'cause I'm black?
dude, listen. Going back any time period before like the mid 1980s allows us to do that. Okay.
I think you're wrong. I think I would
What
go
do-
to Mexico.
That's like saying, "What's your favorite color?" Green. You're wrong.
Your opinion is wrong, Andrew. I'm sorry, but no, that's dumb. 50
Okay.
years? No!
Not even 50
Why?
years. Like
What?
40.
Oh my god. Andrew, sort out your life. Go to medieval times,
okay.
it's sick. You can murder anyone, they ain't got CCTV, it's awesome.
CCTV.
I really want to murder someone. I'm sorry.
Jesus
And like
Christ.
bow and arrows are like socially acceptable there.
I don't think medieval times are quite what you imagine them to be, mate. I don't
they
think
are.
people just like walk around with a bow and arrow just killing each other left, right, and centre.
Nah, but like that's I could get away with it more because like I know modern stuff. You know what I mean? Back in those days,
Go
like,
back with a mobile phone and claim to be a wizard.
like people wouldn't even like try and like lie and like you know work their way out of like being caught and shit just because like you know I don't know how to explain it just because of the culture then. and
How
stuff.
do you know this stuff? Are you like some medieval expert? Like I don't understand.
I've seen enough.
How do you know?
I've
You've watched enough Game of
Blackadder.
Thrones. No, I'm sorry. I
So are you telling me if you
can't
went
handle
back to
that.
medieval days, you could not, with your modern knowledge, get away with killing someone?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying how can you know what it would be like to want to go there? Until you've done like actual fucking research, not watching fictional TV shows.
Well,
you don't know like even 5% of what it was like to live in the medieval age. You have no clue.
Well, this is my fucking thing of I want to live it to experience it, Andrew. I'm not fucking
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah, and that's the age I would go back to
Okay.
live, to experience.
But you can't then. But you might go like back there and live it and actually discover it was shit, right?
Yeah, but it'd still be better than 40 years ago.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Sorry about that.
No, that's logic there. I like how you worked through that with some, solid reasoning.
Although, if I can change the rules, I would go forward in time if that's a possibility.
I don't know. It's your question.
Okay, it is. I would go forward in time. How far forward in time? As far as you can fucking go until there's like artificial women and like
artificial.
Yep, and fucking like
But this is
everlasting
the thing
life.
is, you don't want to go forward in time. You just want to go forward in time to like and make up what it's like. If that makes sense. You're like idealizing what it's going to be like, and you only want to go forward in time if it's like that.
Okay, but if you agree that time is infinite.
If in the future there's actually like a World War III and we just like wipe off like the face of the planet and there's like no fucking civilization left and we get reset to ground zero and there's no technology, you would fucking hate it. But because
Right?
you don't, because in your like ideal world in your head, that's not how it is. That's why you want to go there.
But my ideal world is at some point in time because like time is infinite and so is technology. We'll
But
get
humans
to a
aren't
point-
infinite. What are you talking?
How do you know that? Like I'm pretty sure we will like fly to some next level galaxy before the sun dies.
What
I
was
mean,
that
like-
analogy that what's his face made? Where if you consider the history of the universe to be like a clock of 24 hours, then the existence of the human race
Like
is less than 1 second.
Yeah. But that's only like now. Do you know what I mean? Like the human race is the only race we know of that can actually like do something new and like can actually like adapt and evolve like logically and.
Well,
shit
they're
like
the only race they know of because we are that race. I don't like.
Yeah, but what you're saying is right. The human race is like that one like tiny little speck on the clock.
Right.
Like we can get so much bigger now than any other species that we know of, because like we.
That doesn't mean that there isn't another species.
No, that isn't the question. That what you're saying is that just because we're that tiny little speck now, that means we're always going to be that. No, it doesn't mean that at all.
No, but I'm just saying you're saying that like everything or anything possible can happen in the future when actually that might not be the case.
Why would that be the
The
case?
human well, how do you know? How do you know one way or the other?
Why are you so certain that humans will go?
I'm not. That's exactly my point. I'm saying I'm not certain. I'm saying it could be either way.
I don't think it's 50-50. I think you can logically argue for one over the other, and the one over the other is that we're going to survive because that's what we're trying to fucking do as a race.
Really? No, I'm not sure. I can side with that logic. I see where you're coming from, but I don't see
So
you can.
cynical. Please explain to me
I'm
how
not. No,
we're all
this is
gonna die.
No, but this is my point, though. I'm not being cynical. I'm saying I don't know one way or the other, and I don't think anyone can say that they do know one way
I
or
think
the
that's
other.
complete bullshit.
I think you can use like maths and logic to maybe weigh up odds, and that's fine. Like I understand that, but I don't think you can.
It's dumb as shit to predict that, like to say nobody can know if we'll survive as a species. Like, no, we have, we'll try to.
You don't know what's going to happen in 50 fucking years, let alone the survival of the entire.
Okay,
planet.
okay, we don't know what's going to happen in 50 years. It's like, oh, what's the name of every human who's going to be born, who's going to be popular or whatever. But I'm pretty sure in 50 years, like 99.9% sure that humans will still exist. You know?
No, I didn't mean like that, but I'm just saying.
Anything could happen. You still have to be logical and like know what the chances are.
But you can't know. How can you know?
You can predict. You're just saying just because you can't know something like for definite,
Yeah.
that it's still like just because something could happen, that it's like guaranteed to happen. I don't know how. Like,
I'm not saying anything's guaranteed. That's my point. You're
Yeah.
misunderstanding my point. I'm saying that nothing is guaranteed. I'm not saying that everything is equal likeliness. Of course, that's not the case. How can that be the case? But I'm saying that nothing is guaranteed.
So let me do this, right? It's guaranteed that the human race will try and survive.
Yeah, of course.
And it's a maybe that a meteor.
Well, for the most
right?
part,
It's a
yeah.
maybe that will blow each other up, and it's a maybe that the end, that shit that will kill us will come, right?
Yeah.
But it's a guaranteed that we will make plans for most of them, and will adapt and evolve like humans do.
Yeah, of course. Like, at the end of the day, humans are still going to try, yeah. Of
Based
course.
on those things, you can safely assume that we're more likely to survive than die as a species.
Maybe, yeah. But you can't rule out one.
I wasn't ruling it out. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure. Jeez.
Well, if you're not ruling it out, then how can you say that I can go to the future and guarantee that it's going to be like this? Because that's what you said initially. That's why I brought it up.
See, there's two options, right? One, we all die and there is no future that I want, or we don't die and there is the future I want because technology will get there at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I will go to the future that I want because I'm sure that the base will survive.
We've just come full circle. I don't know what to do. I'm finished. I'm done. We've fuck this. I'm leaving.
Just have fucking faith in yourself, man.
No, I quit.
Just have faith in yourself. Jeez. Look around you. Fucking built like cities. Like there's fucking like ants wiping their ass on like rocks and shit. Like fucking animals dead on the streets, and you're worried about us, man. Living in penthouses on the sky. We got fucking orbiting the earth, and you're wondering that we're gonna die? Nah.
Oh my god. The amount to which you have completely missed everything I said for the past 15 minutes is hilarious. Oh my god.
Your point, but it's just so irrelevant. Mind you, that I don't even want to give it the day. Like, I hate you. Get out of this series.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's the fucking preview at the beginning of this episode is going to be like, I'm done. I hate it. Get out of this series. You suck.
Fucking hell.
Everyone ready for the next episode? It's my topic.
I'm not sure I can handle another one.
Okay, so I want to pick. My topic is going to be parents.
Okay.
Okay, I'm only bringing this up because I have some shit to say about my dad. I sounded very proud of him. Sorry, I have some fucking shit to say about my dad.
Okay.
My dad's. Ugh.
Alright.
Sorry, is that better? Did that sound more
I think you
personal?
could just do it a little bit more. Just once again, but with feeling this time.
Okay. No, man, my father. No, I really want to talk about it.
That was beautiful. Oscar winning.
First level acting material right here. Alright, so we're talking about parents. We're going to talk about what it's like to be a parent. We're going to talk about our parents. We're going to talk about all that shit. We're going to talk about you shit parents. We're going to talk about adopted parents. We're going to talk about all that shit.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
It's fucking better. Little shit.
Fucking hell.
I'm done with you. I'm fucking done with you.
You're done with me. I'm done with you.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. Just die, please. Oh. Fuck.
Well, you never know. A meteor might come down and kill us all in a few years.
Yeah, hopefully. You know how we're talking about stereotypes and emos?
If you ever dye your hair black, I will kill myself.
What do you mean? If I dye my hair black, I'll kill myself.
I want to see it. I'm going to Photoshop your hair black. Okay, we're getting off topic here, right?
Yeah.
So, see you guys in the next episode. We're going to be talking about parents. I'm next. Still Pikachu. Goodbye.
Au revoir.